Alright guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be covering the most unknown and best FPS games on Roblox. So I'm actually in the first one right now, but before I get to that, I would like to tell y'all that yes, Phantom Forces and Arsenal are good FPS games, but I'm not going to be covering those because everybody knows about those and it would be completely pointless to talk about them. So the first place one here is Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5. It'll be in the description below. This is an open world and PvP game, and the customization is endless. If you're on my channel, you know this game by heart, but if you're new to the channel, this is basically the best FPS on Roblox. The amount of guns you can have is endless. You can have different loadouts. It's just an all-out amazing game. So I'm going to do one round of PvP, and then I'll show you all the second place game. Alright guys, so we got our only round here, but this map has some music, so I have to mute it, so you won't be able to hear the bullets of the game, but basically I just wanted to do some gameplay for each individual game. So, this is Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5 right here, the first place game. This is the PvP. So there's multiple ways you can play this game. There's open world, there's PvP, raid mode, and ranked. Basically, this is PvP. It's just normal player versus player. Ranked is like competitive PvP, and it can be up to 4 rounds in the round that. This is just 3 rounds. In ranked, you actually get a level for PvP. In this, you don't get a special rank, it's just the PvP itself. And then raid mode is basically AI combat. You can have up to 5 operators in your lobby, and then y'all all go against like a really enhanced AI team. In open world, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's not as hard or as organized as... Oh shoot, I just died. But yeah, like I was saying, raid mode is just a harder version of open world. They're both against AI, and you have a lot of other companions in open world. Whereas if you hit launch free server from private servers, you can be on your own and try and get a bunch of cash. Alright guys, coming in here at second place is D-Day. This is a World War II shooter game. It's not as good in first person nearly like the first game was. This is more of a third person game. There's a couple classes, there's about 4 that are free. Most of the other classes are Game Pass, so it does have some pay to win aspects in it, but it's a really fun game. Basically, you're the Axis or you're the Allies. Axis have the red flags, Allies have the blue. It's basically a simulation of the famous battle D-Day, where the Allies have to come and try and capture the beach. The Axis can only be pushed back to a certain point, called the Stronghold, and the Allies can only be pushed back to a certain point called the ship. So that's pretty much the entire game. Its gameplay is really good. It's not as good quality as Blackhawk, which is the game before this. It doesn't have first-person animations, so those are some negatives, but it's really fun to play. It actually has some roleplay aspects to it if you're a roleplay player. I'm not that much, and I don't really do the roleplay aspects of it. But it's still really fun. I'm going to show you all some of the other classes, because by default when you first start it's going to spawn you as a rifleman, but I'll show you the auto classes and that. Alright, so basically I was a rifleman. The only free classes are rifleman, support, medic, assault. Pretty sure that is it. Everything else is Game Pass. In my opinion, I really like medic the best for the free Game Pass, or the non-Game Pass free ones, because its gun is really good. It's an auto gun and it's pretty accurate. And you have a bandage. This here is the Game Pass. This is the cannon. It kind of shoots like that and it explodes on enemies and it'll kill them. So that is a Game Pass that's really good. But basically there's a lot of things you can buy in this game. So it is a lot of pay to win aspects, but it's still a really fun game and it has a lot of good gameplay aspects in it. Alright guys. Coming in at third place here is Those Who Remain. This is a zombie survival shooter game. I'm really advanced and I have a lot of guns in this game. It takes time to grind and is definitely not as easy as gaining money in Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5. So this game is really interesting. I played it so much that I actually got bored of it, but it is still a really good game. I'm gonna have to mute the game because it's so loud when I'm actually playing it. But y'all can hear the music right now, even that's really good. So this is going to be really chill because the first wave is always extremely easy. So if you join a game and you think, oh, this game sucks, it's so easy, wait till just wait till the later waves and you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so there are many maps in this game. Like I said, it's a zombie shooter, and each single round there's going to be an objective. The objective for this round is like a stand and secure sort of objective. Some of them you have to collect supplies and fix up a car that they don't let you drive. The gameplay of it is actually really interesting. You have a melee, secondary, and a primary. You cannot upgrade them, you can only buy new ones. You can put skins, but yeah, I don't really classify that as upgrading. This game is definitely a very interesting one. It's not like a PvP game like the others, because it's obviously... Whoa, look at this guy, he's just camping all of them. But yeah, this is what the zombies look like. So they don't look amazing, but it's so cool to play the game and just kind of feel the satisfaction of getting a bunch of zombies. I'm going to turn the sound on here in a second, just so y'all know what it's like. Yeah guys, this is pretty much what the game is like. There's a lot of learning you have to do if you were playing it. But it's definitely a really fun one. This is definitely coming in at 3rd place. That's pretty much all that I have for this game. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright guys, this game is called Unit Classified. It's basically Arsenal, but more realistic and kind of like a in the past sort of version of it. So the gameplay is really good. I don't even have the sound on yet because I forgot to change it from that last game. Man, I just got knifed in that. But yeah, basically it's a really interesting game. You can spectate, it's really cool, and I would say it's not as good as Blackhawk, even though it looks tempting to be better than it. Blackhawk has more aspects if you try it. So Blackhawk is always going to be the king of FPS right now. I wish someone would make a game where it was kind of like D-Day, but it had as good graphics as this. Literally, if someone did that, it would be in 1st place for me. But yeah, as y'all can see, the gameplay of this game is pretty good. It's very similar to Arsenal if you look at the arms. There's a lot of really good players in it. I have barely done this game. I'm actually really new to it, so I'm still kind of trying it out. There's quite a bit of customization so far as I've seen, but this is the least experienced game that I have on my list here, so if it looks like I'm doing horrible and stuff like that, then you know why. Alright guys, coming in at 5th place, this is a very, very different game. This is called Jet Wars, and it's like a really old plane game in Roblox, and you'll find it to be very different from the other ones. It's glitchy, that's why it's last on the list. Half the time you have to do what I'm about to do here and blow up your own ship because it just doesn't work. Basically, if you have no game passes, you have to wait for this thing to stop saying available and then step on it, and at some point the plane will actually take off like this. Wherever you move your mouse, the plane will go. It's a very simple game. If you hit C, you go on 1st person, you can actually see where you're shooting. If you don't hit C, don't trust the thingamajig crosshair. It does not actually show where you're shooting. You're only going to shoot directly in front of your plane. It's a very, very simple game, and I obviously don't have it on the top because of its glitches and because how old it is. But I really find it addicting and fun. If you get game passes, it's a lot more interesting because you can spawn directly in your plane instead of waiting for the glitches to stop messing you up on the aircraft carrier. You basically go after the other team's aircraft carrier and try and take out their planes. Most people in this game, so they just really haven't been that good. So this game is interesting if you're really looking for a simple shooter game. I know it's not completely a shooter game because you're thinking 1st person, 3rd person. This is more of a plane shooter game, but I still wanted to put it on this list because I've still had fun with it, and I think it's a pretty interesting game because this is the only plane game on Roblox that I've actually enjoyed, and I haven't done it a lot recently, But there are some times where I do end up doing this game a lot just because it's kind of addicting to completely destroy the other team and have like 100 kills on them. The rounds end after like 30 minutes, so they're really big, and it's basically whoever has more kills at the end wins. You can even team kill your teammates, but eventually the game will get mad at you, so you don't want to do that a lot. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.